This channel is for educational purposes only. Please do your own due diligence before making any investment decisions.
This is Joe Rabil with Rabil Stock Research. So I want to show you the the only three trades that you really will ever need. Now, the way I teach how to do this is you start with one trade and you get really good at it, repetitive over and over and over again. You make it, wash, rinse, repeat. You just continue to do it over and over again, and then you can start to take on another strategy. All right, so three different strategies. I'm going to show you the three today. I think if you have these, you can pretty much get your way through any type of market condition. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. Now, if you want to learn more about these techniques and how to use multiple time frame analysis in trading, especially with MACD and ADX, you can click the link in the description to find out more about the book. Also, if you do enjoy this content, please hit that like button and also subscribe. Okay, so I've got my four charts up of wheat and precious metals. Monthly and weekly are the two bottom charts I'm going to focus in on here. I've got the daily up because we're going to talk about that in a second with a different on a different trade. So what I'm pointing out here is the breakout trade. All right, so this is the number one pattern that you want to get used to using, especially if you want to build wealth. If you want to find stocks that are going to go up for an extended period of time, the breakout trade is the name. Now, the pullback trade can also be the same. It can also provide that same type of situation, but this is typically the beginning. The breakout trade is typically the beginning of a move. All right, so it's the first setup in the start of a big trend. All right, so we've got this sideways line. This is what you need to see. You got to see something that has been banging its head on the same level for an extended period of time. Now, during that time, we get a low ADX condition. Now, typically, we want to see that for anywhere from 25 to 30 bars, but it can happen for years, especially when we start looking at the monthly chart. So, if you notice what happened here, we actually showed strong ADX to the upside first, and then it dropped down with no sign of selling. Red DI never got close to getting above 25, and the ADX went low. All right, and it went low for a decent amount of time. So this actually has the combination of strength prior to the pullback and then the low ADX condition. Okay, so we like to see that on that higher time frame. On the lower time frame, we get the same thing. We get this ascending triangle formation, and during that period, we get a low ADX period long enough that we can consider this a low ADX condition. We can play the breakout trade for for a play that we're looking to. You can scale a little bit on the way out, on the way up, but we're trying to catch a bigger win, find stocks that have the potential to do something pretty significant over the course of a year or 2 years. Okay, so that's the breakout trade. Very important to understand, very important to implement into your trading approach, okay? There are a few things that we like to look for. Again, I'll do a video on this if it's interesting to anybody and they want to know more about that. Let me know in the in the comments, and I can do a video on the breakout trade. Let's see. Let's look at the next setup, which is a pullback trade. Now, this is a little bit different. Typically, when we're looking at the pullback trade, we want to do a pullback in a trend, right, and pulling back to a rising 18. But I did this on purpose. I wanted to show there are different ways that you can use the strategy. You can see this is happening at the beginning of a trend. We move up, we hit the 40, and then we come back down to the 18, which is holding. We form a pinch play. We've got green DI above. So we've got some signs on the monthly chart that things are improving, but we don't actually have a full-fledged trend yet. So in this situation, we are looking for a little bit more confirmation. Now, on a typical pullback trade, right? We would buy the trend line break because the MACD holds above the zero line and we shows no sign of selling whatsoever. However, in this situation, because it's early in the trend and we are just getting this 18 to start to turn here, right? We don't have a mature trend, or we don't have a real confirmed trend on this pullback. Then we really want to wait for the 1, 2, 3 to take place. And if you notice what happened, we break the trend line, we came back and tested, and then we come back up through this prior high. That's the 3. All right. So that would be our trigger into this. And yes, it happened on a gap, and there are buyable gaps. You can buy on the gap to the upside. Okay. You can also buy the 2 on the pullback if you want and be a little bit more aggressive. But, you know, in this situation, again, when we're early in the pattern, it makes sense to me to maybe wait for this to cross above the 3 and get a little bit more confirmation that the trend is turning to the upside. But again, this is what I would consider to be a part of the pullback trade. It's one of the pullback trades that are available to you. All right. Now, obviously, there are other types of pullback trades that are happening in when the trend is already in, you know, like, so now this is starting to move. We're going to get another pullback to the 18 at some point, and that would be an 18 week pullback with the opposing trend pattern on the daily. So you can do it in any 2 time frames you want. I see intraday traders using the 5 minute and 1 minute. I use that for years, and you will see the pullback trade over and over and over and over again all day long taking place. All right, so that is the pullback trade. The third trade is what I'd call the reversion trade, reversion back to the mean type of a pattern. So we start with the weekly, and we can see that the weekly gets stretched away from the 18. All right, so that is criteria number 1. We need to have that happen. Now, we don't need to necessarily worry about the momentum, although it's nice if you get signs of momentum peaking here. You can see green DI starting to slow, not making a new high with this last peak. But it's not necessary. The only real criteria is that we have that it's extended. Okay, all right, extended away from the 18, and I just eyeball it. I don't look at it from like a percentage standpoint or anything like that. And I know it's getting really extended here, but we have no sign of momentum loss whatsoever. The momentum is confirming the move in a very strong way. Okay, so we move up now. The second thing, a part of this, is that if we're extended on this time frame, we need to show signs of either reversal, momentum loss, or all of the above before we can play this as a pullback back to the 18 or inside the zone between the 18 and the 40, like what this did here. All right, so the way we would do that is we're watching this and we draw our trend lines, and you can see we broke the 18, we came down to the 40, got a nice bounce up, and not only that, we went all the way back up to the highs. Okay, so you're making a double top here, maybe a marginal new high, but look at what the ADX did. So ADX was confirming at this peak, on these peaks here, and then when it tried to make a peak here, it didn't even show up above 25, very, very low. And when that happens, we're on the lookout for a reversal. Now, in my book, a reversal means that the 18 is going to cross down below the 40. That's all it means. It doesn't mean that it's going to start a trend to the downside. It's just telling me that we're going to get a decent pullback in this that's going to cause a reversal of the trend where the 18 is going to cross down below the 40. That's a reversal. Okay, so what I'd be looking for at this point is am I getting a signal in the MACD? Yes, I am. I'm getting MACD. So first thing that happens on the way up, we can see we get no momentum confirmation in the ADX. Right? And then the second thing that takes place is we get a pinch play to the downside. I call this an under pinch with room to the zero line. So you see this? We get this move to the upside. It doesn't break above the signal line. We form a pinch by making higher lows, 2 higher lows right there, right? And right at the peak, and it's a divergent peak. All right, so I call this a divergent pinch, where we go up and we make a marginal new high. MACD does not go to a new high. ADX is not confirming. We've got a lot of things telling us that there's a pretty good chance we're going to pull back. So we're in on this move to the downside. It ends up working in our favor. We're aggressively taking profits because we know that the longer term trend is still up. Okay, the bigger trend is up. So we're playing this for a quick hit. We're not playing it for a kill. We're not looking for this to keep dropping. So you have to it's a good thing to have in your arsenal. You don't have to have it in your arsenal, but it's a great thing to have in your arsenal. Depending on the type of market environment you're in, we could see a lot of these taking place in correction periods or prior to correction periods or in the air, during a correction period. And it's just, and I'm talking about in the general market. But it's just a nice thing to have, a nice arrow to have in your quiver there, just to be able to take these quick hit and run trades. Okay, so those are the three that we really want to learn. All right, we want to learn the breakout trade. Got to know the breakout trade for wealth building, putting stocks on and letting them run. Now, you can do them on shorter term time frames. I've just found them to be, you find them more often on the longer term time frames rather than the shorter term. It's hard to get low ADX calm activity for an extended period on a daily chart, but you see that a lot on the weekly. All right, and then the pullback trade, I'm showing you one that's a little bit more on the aggressive end of the spectrum, but the pullback trade 2 time frame pattern can happen in any 2 time frames. And then finally, the reversion trade, working our way back to the higher time frame moving average when it gets extended. All right, let me know if you have any questions. We'll see you next time.